Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in mid-December 2020. What is going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, friends, we have made it to the end of 2020. How you feeling, Scorpio? How was your year? How was your 2020? Please let me know. I really am not in a position to complain. Things could have been way worse for me, but they weren't. So I'm feeling pretty good about 2020 for me personally, but as a reader and as a person with eyes and ears and sensibilities and empathy, I know that 2020 was a freaking trash fire for so many folks. So I'm glad to see it go. Maybe you feel the same, maybe you feel differently, I'm not sure. But in any case, Scorpio, wherever you are in the world right now, I hope you're safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. 2020 might be going out the door, but everything that it brought into our lives isn't going to end on the 31st. So let's continue to be mindful of that, to be cognizant of all of that. Okay. Also, mid-December, it is the holiday season, or one of the biggest holiday seasons throughout the calendar year. So happy holidays to you, Scorpio. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, happy winter solstice, whatever you do, whatever you're celebrating, whatever your traditions are. If you're getting together with family and friends, again, please be very careful, but also I hope you're able to enjoy your very special day with everybody, okay? Other announcements, I might do something here on the channel on New Year's Eve. I'm thinking about it. I'm letting my guides, show me some stuff and lead the way, so to speak. So if I do anything here on New Year's Eve, I will be announcing it on my community tab or on Instagram. So check out both of those places as the day approaches. I will announce it beforehand, most likely. Yeah, so if I do something cool, if I don't, please don't hold it against me. I'm a creature of habit. I'm kind of lazy, so I make no promises. But I feel very guided to do something, So I'm thinking I probably will. Anyway, let's see. Let's get into the regular spiel. Scorpio, anything you want from me, it's in the description box below. If you want the timestamp, it's down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I give you a link to my Instagram page right down below. So feel free to utilize it at your leisure. All right, guys, let's get into it. I want to see messages for Scorpio in mid-December 2020. Mid-December 2020 for Scorpio, please. I want to see these messages. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. All right. Knight of Pentacles. A little playful in your energy. That's good. I usually am like this when it comes to water signs. I'm usually like this kind of playful with Pisces, but you're getting a little bit of my playful side out, Scorpio. That's interesting. All right, Knight wants to play by themselves, I guess. No, I'm kidding. Nothing flipped. There we go. For Scorpio, mid-December, show me, please. All right, there's that. Ooh, who dat? Oh, the Empress in reverse. Oh, no. For Scorpio, mid-December, show me. Okay. Top card. Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll start with these three. Knight of Pentacles, Empress in reverse, and the Eight of Swords. Boo, we don't like this. I mean, on its face, let's see what it's actually about. Knight of Pentacles, earth sign energy. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be. Empress in reverse, secondary major for Taurus and Libra. Could be dealing with either of those signs, but you don't have to be. And the Eight of Swords. Boo. But again, that's on its face. I'm not sure what all this means together. Let's find out. Okay, well, I'm not ready is what this is feeling like. I'm not ready, or something's not ready. There's a lot of, I don't want to say resistance, but there's, with that Eight of Swords there, it feels very restricted. It feels really imbalanced. It feels really unaware or blinded because of the blindfold, clearly, that's on that card. But just, it's not optimal. Is what that feels like. Eight of Swords, not optimal. Further with the not optimal is the Empress in the center being in reverse. Empress is normally a card of abundance, a card of creation, an energy that comes to us that says, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm capable. With it being in the reverse, it's like a lack. I'm not ready, I'm not able, I'm not capable. It's possibly, since we talked about the Eight of Swords first, this could just be a self-perception. This is what someone thinks. Whether or not that's true of reality is another story. I think this might be a test of confidence or a challenge in someone's confidence, because this Knight of Pentacles over here is excuse me, is feeling kind of ready for the journey, ready for the fight, ready for whatever's coming. But it's sort of like, okay, if you were doing a road trip with you and a friend, or you and several friends, it's like the Knight of Pentacles is packed, ready to go, has the itinerary, has their passport, they're ready. The other people involved, scrambling last minute, throwing things in a suitcase last minute. Oh, I put my passport on my desk last night, but now I don't see it. Oh my God, where's my passport? Being very anxious, being very finicky, panicked about something. Or when you get there, they're not having a good time, right? So there is sort of this, I feel for many of you Scorpios, this is an internal thing, if I'm honest. This doesn't feel like you're dealing with other people for the most part. Some of you might be, but I think it's really internal. You're ready, then you're not ready. You're going, and then you're not going. You're planning, but then you stop planning. You feel abundant, and then you feel like you have shit. You know what I mean? So collectively, I think this is showing some type of struggle to get ahead of the game or get things in order. And I feel the most external energy is coming from the Eight of Swords, in that you believe, or you're seeing your surroundings as being not favorable to what you're trying to do. Yes, they're like, yes, they scream that so hard. You believe your surroundings, the environment you're in, the places you live in, the places you work, the people you're surrounding yourself with or that you come into contact with, are not favorable for what you're trying to do. Eight of Swords traditionally can talk about perception, and it's seen there in that card as well. I mean, the illustration here, blindfolded and down in the water. Okay, so the water's ankle deep. That can be a little, disconcerting if we're blindfolded, but it's not like it's like up to your ankle, or excuse me, up to your knees or your neck or something like that. So it's kind of like the water's there, but it's not deep. And the swords are not even surrounding this person. In the traditional tarot, the swords are on the same ground level as the person who's blindfolded. These are up above her head, up on a hilltop somewhere, totally removed. So it's like believing the worst when the worst is not even happening. Or believing the worst and the worst is not showing any signs of coming into fruition. So, Empress in reverse. Excuse me. This is, again, this idea of lack. I don't have enough. I'm not capable. I'm not ready. I don't have, or people aren't around me. The garden that I planted for myself isn't blooming. Therefore, I'm the worst gardener that ever lived. One second. Hold on. Okay. Had to cough, took a drink of water. Hopefully that clears it up. So yeah, the garden that I've planted, the place where I've been trying to cultivate something for myself, bring something into fruition, it's not working out. And because it didn't work out there, it's not going to work out anywhere. There's like a really defeatist attitude here. Or bitterness is another part that they're giving me. Bitterness is also possibly here for this Empress in the reverse. Actually, this card hasn't come out much on the channel. I don't think so. Let me show it to you in the upright so we can get a better look of the artwork, okay? And then it went out of focus when I did that, you bastard. Okay, so I just feel for you, Scorpio, you might have experienced some setbacks, or you might have been given some not great news, because the the knights also indicate traveling or messengers, and so you might receive news that you don't want to hear, or that again, it's like a setback. It's not actually conducive to what you're wanting to unfold in your life. And I feel like there's sort of a, well, that's the end of it. It's like a giving up. And, I'm not in any place to point fingers because I've been in this headspace before myself. I will be there again at some point in my life, of course, because, nobody's impervious to these types of energies. But I also want to, Scorpio, you're a fighter. You're clearly a fighter, some signs less so. But Scorpio is a fighter, and Scorpio is not just because, you are associated with the 8th house. 8th house deals with rebirth, transformation, trial by fire. Your bread and butter, what makes you a Scorpio is that you can suffer and still persevere. You can be handed an L and somehow turn it into a W down the road. Or you can take the L, carry the L for a while, and somehow claw your way back up to the top. Dig yourself out of the hole. Get yourself out of that rut. That's what this feels like. And I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is possibly trying to share that with you. And again, this could be, something that's just going on within yourself. You might be in a tug of war and you're on either side of the rope. One side is like, oh, this is awful. This is the end. We're just never going to have what we want. Oh, we should just give up. And then the other side is pulling, in the opposite direction, going, we can fight this. There's still something we can do here. There's other options for us. Okay, well, even though this was a fail, there doesn't mean like life is over. Let's keep pushing. So I feel like you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in your own perception of your situation, which again, 8 of Swords, from the outside perspective, Scorpio, and I know I shouldn't be telling you this, it don't look that bad. And why should I be or why do I say that? I shouldn't be telling you this because Scorpios, a lot of you guys, if not many of you, and it's part of your nature, fixed water, it makes sense. You are driven, or at least compelled by your emotions. You're compelled by that internal space of you that is private, that is contained and known to you only, right? And you let that be your guide. You let that be, some of you, the determiner in your life. If I don't feel good about it, if I feel that something here is like, because they say that about Scorpios, you have high intuition, many of you are highly empathetic or empathic people, okay? So you have that natural ability to trust your gut. I think you're mixing up your intuition, that gut instinct, with bad self-perception. You're seeing yourself as bad. You're seeing your circumstances as bad. You're seeing the choices or the things that are befalling your life as bad. And somehow that's aligned with your natural instincts or your intuition in some type of way. Like you have strangely married something that is metaphysical and is actually a wonderful guidance system that everybody has, not just Scorpios. And you've married that to just poor circumstances or shitty circumstances or bad turn of events. And I feel some of you are punishing yourselves, or you are stripping yourself, this Empress in the reverse, of your own beauty. Like, it's really like an interesting self-perception issue that I feel some of you have, if not a good portion of you. And I think it's unfortunate because it's not what's true in reality. Again, look at this card. The water is only ankle deep. So you're not drowning. The swords are not next to you. So if you were to walk forward out of that water, you're not going to get cut. You're not going to get stabbed. You're not going to lose a baby toe. You're going to be fine. So there's this inflexibility, like I said, I think like rigidness, or I forget what I said, but there's like no motion. Both of these, no motion. Knight of Pentacles moves. All knights move. They all indicate some type of progress, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest. So I feel optimistically for you, Scorpio, in time this too shall pass. And I mean, I mentioned that in the beginning because I've been in this headspace before, and like I told you, I'll probably end up there again because that's, you know, the circle of life or the cycles of life, right? So I don't want you to get too caught up in this space. I want you to favor this side of yourself if you can. This feels very internal. If this involves other people, that complicates it even more, or it gives a certain spin to it that I don't like, because then you would be unfairly influenced by other people, or unfairly influenced. You would be like strangely influenced. Like if anybody was doing that external to you, telling you you don't have the capability to do this, you're a failure, you're bad at this, you're awful in these ways. If someone's judging you like that and you take that on board, they're doing that for a reason, is what that is what I'm being led to mention to you. That's a control mechanism. That's very toxic. That's very gross. I'm not here for it. It's not really here on the table. I have to be honest. I feel most of this is internal, but for some of you, it's that influence is coming from the outside. It's being like funneled into you unduly. Not unduly because it serves the purpose of whoever's doing it. It's unduly in the sense of like, I'm surprised that you're letting it happen, or I'm surprised that it's getting to you this way, is what it feels like. Like you might be surprised. Why do I feel so crummy? Normally I have such a good outlook on things, or normally I feel pretty confident in my own capabilities. But suddenly, now that I started hanging out with, you know, Philandro, that's not even a word. Oh wait, Philandro Castillo, that was a name. I'm sorry. But I'm hanging out with somebody else, or I'm talking to this person more, or this person is suddenly all up in my DMs and suddenly I feel crummy. It's like, okay, that's interesting. The song, that really old song that's been covered so many times. I forget the name of the original singer, or at least the singer of the version I'm hearing in my head. The song, I Put a Spell on You. Okay? Whoa, 'cause you're mine. Okay? I put a spell on you. Jesus Christ. And that came up in another reading. That came up in a Sagittarius reading. In Sagittarius's reading. Okay, listen. Let's move on, because that's not here. But they just put that in my head. Spell on you. And it's shocking. Again, I'm surprised. You might be surprised. How am I feeling so crappy when normally I feel so good about myself, or normally I feel so confident in these situations, or normally I'm able to handle my business, where now I feel really plagued and really bogged down and really stuck in a situation or stuck in a headspace. I'm normally able to, you know, pull myself out of these ruts easily. Who are you hanging around? And consider what song just came into my head. I put a spell on you. Ooh, you're mine. Okay. Look that song up if you don't know it. And now I'm hearing the Nina Simone version of that song. And in that song, she does like a scatting portion. And she goes, I put a spell on you. Because I love you and I want you. You're yours. I'm yours right now. And I don't care if you don't want me. Something like, listen, don't know. Let's end that. Thank you. All right. More information about this, please. For Scorpio. Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Don't know what to do. Okay. Anything else? Oh, come on, fingernails. Behave. There you go. Anything else for Scorpio here? Yeah, there's something else in here. Let's see. Further information on this situation for Scorpio, please. I'm hearing both of those songs. Like, they keep cutting back and forth. I put a spell on you. Mwah, you're mine. I think his name is like Howling Joe or something like that. Anyway, it's a very popular song. So many people have done it. All right, so Two of Pentacles. High Priestess. I'm glad I'm not on camera. I'm sure I'm making a very ugly face. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, there's a reason that song came out because it's true. In some form or fashion, Scorpio, someone has put work on you. It's less metaphysical feeling than the Sagittarius reading. Sagittarius's reading was very potent. It felt very much like, I used the word voodoo, I used the word, black magic. That felt real, like somebody really doing something. Okay. This is more possibly cosmic or more generally spiritually speaking, in that you might just be in a phase in your life, in a time in your life, in a headspace or an emotional space in your life that makes you more susceptible to just thoughts, not actual, spells with like potions and, rituals and burning of candles. Like that was going on in Scorpio's reading. If you're connected with a Scorpio, or excuse me, Sagittarius's reading, if you're connected with one and you want to watch that, feel free. And they're not here at all, so I don't really know that you would need to, but if you want to, feel free. What I'm feeling here is just someone thinking, I don't think Scorpio deserves blah. That's enough to cause blockages in your life. Eight of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Just someone thinking, oh, God, I really... you might have had a good turn of things for a while, right? And just someone else thinking. Or yourself thinking. It can be your own energy. Thinking, Scorpio is just like, they don't deserve all that. How come jealousy, envy, devil, okay? That's enough that's enough. Someone's thoughts can be enough to cause these obstacles to come into your life, to cause you to be in this downtrodden space. Someone who, for some, this devil energy, let me show you these cards. Devil, Major Arcana, Capricorn, could be dealing, don't have to be. High Priestess, secondary major for Cancer, also sometimes Pisces, could be dealing, don't have to be. And then the Two of Pentacles. This devil energy, for some of you, is a very close person to you, a relative, a friend, something like that. You know them, you see them regularly, you talk to them regularly. Why do I say that? Because I just feel really, the tying down is twice over here. Eight of Swords, Devil. Twice, tied to. So that's family relationships, that's friendship relationships where we feel indebted to a person, obligated to a person, literally, well, not literally, but tied to a person. This is my brother, this is my mother, this is my uncle, this is whoever. We are blood tied to each other, okay? And those types of perceptions can be downfalls. I have been talking about this either for you specifically or overall for several readings for the collective throughout the year of 2020. Obligation, it's kind of an Achilles heel for a lot of people. All right, whether that's you or someone else, I don't know. And I feel that is sort of, in some of your cases, it's leaned upon because of obligation. I'm able to control how Scorpio feels or control what Scorpio does. And I am shocked that I'm saying this to a Scorpio, but remember, I feel somehow that you are in a weakened state, quotation marks on that, weakened state spiritually, okay? For some of you, you know that about yourself, and this is all self-contained. You are your own worst enemy. No offense to you, but that's the truth. For some of you. For others of you, you're in this weakened state and other people know it, and they're using that. They're infiltrating your energy. They're infiltrating your mind. And it doesn't even have to be purposeful. In many cases, it is. But it doesn't even have to be purposeful. It could be coming from a very innocuous place of, well, I shouldn't say innocuous. It's not innocuous. But I feel jealousy is sometimes so common. People don't think that it's very powerful. But it is. All right? So it could be jealousy. It could be vengeance or revenge for some of you. Right? It could be simply hatred or like I'm feeling In some cases also, it's like a lesson. Some people, they feel they're in your life to teach you lessons. And again, obligation. Like in that scenario of lessons, I feel like for some of you, it's like a family member who they think they know better than you and they're trying to show you. And their intention is simply coming from their thoughts. You get a bit of good news and they're like, well, you think it's good now, but how about this? You know? So, one second. Oh, God. Sneezing, coughing, this is ridiculous. Anyway, so in a family situation, let's say you get a new car. This is just an example. Let's say you get a new car. And your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your sister, whoever, that's good news for you. You needed a new car, you paid it, you're able to make payments and all that kind of stuff. It's legit. It's a good experience for you. But because they have a perception of you, perhaps, Scorpio, that you're immature, that you're irresponsible, that you are undeserving, that you're spoiled, whatever they think, they're like, it's like partial jealousy, partial, you have too much of the good life, you don't deserve that, how come you, not me? Or every time something happens, Scorpio's able to pull themselves out of a jam, and therefore I think that's not fair. They need to learn what it's like to lose. Like someone here, this is very specific for a few of you. Someone has this perception of you, Scorpio, that you've never lost in your life. And I think that's ridiculous because most people have lost something. And I think that's kind of weird. Could be a new friend or something. I don't know. But anyway, the long and the short of it is, over here, there's a lot of stuck energy. There's a lot of rigid energy. There's like a blockage. I was going to say there's a constipated energy. And maybe that's symptomatic. Maybe some of you are experiencing that physically. And listen, watch the Sagittarius video for some of you. Because if you connect with a Sagittarius, or you're just in that space where there is a chance that someone is doing something dark, shadowy magic on you, okay? That comes in combination with this High Priestess energy. Did High Priestess, was that in their reading? No, I don't think so. But High Priestess did come out this month in the mids. I know that. Anyway, that's another problem here. Okay, so this is more for those where this is a internal problem. For others of you, for that group, that first group I was talking about, that was mostly external, but it can feed into this internal thing. And when I say internal, I mean this is you. You are your own worst enemy. And that comes from some of you having a disconnect. This would be wonderful if that Empress was in the upright. This would be a dynamic duo. This would be, you would be untouchable, unstoppable, right? But here on Earth, you don't believe in your own magic, your own power as a divine being, divine masculine, feminine, whatever you mean, whatever. Divine being, period, regardless of your gender, regardless of your sign, anything like that. Every one of us on this earth, we got a connection point to the divine, whether you believe that or not. But you, in this moment, don't believe it. You're not aligned with it. You don't understand how to get there. And that causes further blockage. This is the higher self. This is the lower earthbound self. Both divine, both have access to that common energy source, you know, God, universe, spirit, whatever you say, whatever you believe in, you know, multitude of gods, you know, what do you call that? Polytheism, whatever you believe in. One side of you is a non-believer. Or you struggle to believe, you struggle to see how you are divine, right? There's another side of you that is just like, it's me, your divine self. Answer my call. Open this door. I have answers for you. High Priestess. High Priestess is usually, well, in this case, she has in this illustration, she has a scroll. She carries, and I say she because it's a female here. You could be a male, and this is totally your story. But she has this scroll. She usually carries a book or a scroll or something that indicates what she knows. She knows it all. She has the answer that you seek, always. It doesn't come easily, got to tell you that. It's like getting a phone call and like having static on the line, and like interference and stuff. Hello, is that you, High Priestess? Yeah, it's Scorpio. Like, it's not going to come through clear as I'm talking to you right now. But you can tap into this, but you don't know that. You don't believe that. You're not doing that. And that especially is screwing with many of you, because it's that tug of war thing. Some days you are thinking, I do, I am, I have, I can be. And you have that confidence about you. You have that awareness about you. And then the next day, it's gone. This line, you get the static. Nobody's picking up, right? Now, that can still be true for you if other people are in your life. You might be a practitioner. I said that in Sagittarius' reading also. You might be a practitioner in the metaphysical space, in the spiritual space. You might be a tarot reader. You might be doing Reiki. You might be working with crystals, whatever you do, right? And you might have people around you who cast down on what the fuck you do. That's not real. Get out of my life, Larry. Shut up. You know? You might be running your own spiritual business and people are like, I don't believe this. Like, you know, it could be people in your comments, people in your reviews. Oh, when I worked with Scorpio, this is blah, 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 and they call you fraudulent or call you fake or something like that. And that is enough. Just those comments, just those, you know, haters is enough to sometimes get you out of alignment. Scorpio, you're better than this. Oh my God, you're so much better than this. Okay? And then, exactly, you're better than this. Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel it's going to turn around for you. It's just a matter of your decision point and your decision making. You basically have to decide what is bullshit and discern what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Who you can trust, who you can rely on, who you cannot trust, who you cannot rely on. You need to decide for yourself. You don't have to do anything I tell you to do, but I really challenge people to consider what obligation is to them and what it means to them in their lives and how it plays out for them. I got to tell you, Scorpio, I don't give a fuck about obligation, personally. Let me put this down. Let's get real for a second. I have, clearly, relationships in my life that are deemed obligatory. Guess what? If I don't like it, I cut it out. And I have done. And the person that I did that with several years ago, and they're not happy about it. But guess what? Fuck them. You know why? Because when they were in my energy, they were doing this to me. Something similar. I felt very stuck. I felt like every time I'd have to deal with this person, that it was always going to have to be with this. And I was going to be suffering. I was going to be unsatisfied. I was going to be lesser than what I needed to be. Lesser than who I am. Being around that person, as much as there is an obligation, it's a clear obligation or a clear relationship that this person and I share, but they were not receptive to what I needed. And I had to say, you know what? We're done here. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You can disagree all you like. Oh, we have a connection. We have a connection. You do. You know, all these things that, you know, they were telling me that I owed to them because of our relationship. No, I don't. And I do not. And guess what? I'm happier now. I'm healthier now. So, pick this back up. You ain't got to do what I did. You don't have to do anything I tell you that I suggest to you or that I'm advising for you. But that's what this feels like. Not saying you have to do exactly what I did, which is snip, snip, snip. Cut that right on off. You could trim it. You could keep it on a temporary basis. You could keep it on a contingency basis. I cut it off. Shoom. Guillotined that shit. That's what I did. You don't have to do that. But I do feel you do have to make some type of discerned and aware choice. You have to use your discernment. You have to be very, very serious, real, tangible with the Pentacles here, with what you decide to do, how you decide to proceed. Because the Knight wants to move. Knights want to progress. The Knight of Pentacles, he wants to move forward. He goes slowly, but he does want to progress, which means you want to progress. It might be slow. You might have to take more time than you necessarily want to in your normal character, right? But you can't do it unless you make a real world decision. This Two of Pentacles, real world decision. For some of you, like I said, you know, tying a little bit into that Sagittarius reading, if this involves some type of spell work, voodoo, black magic, whatever. I'm not feeling it as strongly in your reading, if I'm honest, but if you have a inkling that that's afoot, that is happening, you need to make physical, practical actions to counteract that. And that card did come out in their reading. Two of Pentacles was in their reading. And I told them the exact same advice based on the Two of Pentacles. You got to take actual physical action. You got to do something proactively in your spiritual, metaphysical world to protect yourself. That's what I told them. So you might need to do the same thing, okay? What is the advice for Scorpio, please? One card of advice, and then we're going to wrap this reading up. Did you just get the longest reading? Probably. I need to get those glasses, but I think the timer there is... Anyway, let's get some advice for Scorpio in this situation, please. One card of advice, please. I'm laughing because I'm recalling that conversation I had, what was it, 2 years ago now? I don't like this. You don't have to like it. It ain't about you, baby. Your advice, Scorpio, is the Queen of Swords. What was I just saying? Cut it off. You don't have to. Okay, I'm saying that very flippantly because that's what the Queen of Swords, she good at it. Okay, she good at cutting things off. Okay. She's very good. She's very experienced with that sword. All right, Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or not Queen. I'm sorry. King. Same difference. I'm going to roll with it. He also is good at cutting things off. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing, don't have to be, blah, blah, blah. This is you taking up the sword and basically putting a challenge out to any other person or yourself, right? If any motherfucker got something to say and wants to screw around with me, get in my way, bring obstacles into my life, bring difficulty into my life, I'm about to let you know. It's not flying. Not here, not now, not ever. Okay? This is very line in the sand. And I'm not saying it like you have to be malicious. I'm not saying you'd have to be volatile or threatening to a person, intimidating to a person. It's just about being empowered. And I put it in the center on top of the High Priestess and your Empress in the reverse. You need to become more empowered in yourself. I don't know how you want to do that. I don't know how you could begin to explore that. This is a general reading. It's going to work for each of you in different ways. Some of you, it's a matter of communication since the King of Swords came out. It's a matter of making those affirmed statements to yourself and to other people or whatever. For others of you, it will involve some type of metaphysical practice. For others of you, it involves some type of therapy. For others of you, it involves getting a fucking hobby and working your issues out that way. In other cases, it involves something else. I have no idea. So I can't tell you 100% this is the way to go to get to what you want, to get out of this stuck energy, to remove these not sycophants, what do you call it? Succubuses, okay? These succubus people that are, some of them are around you right now. And they, again, I want to emphasize this. Some of them are doing it and they don't know that they're doing it. It's just a matter of their thought process. It's just a matter of their vibration of their thoughts and their feelings towards you. They can be smiling in your face saying, oh my God, Scorpio, I'm so happy about you. Oh, that's such a good thing. And on the inside, they're like, I hate this bitch. I hate everything about her, or I hate everything about him. I'm so jealous of this. Blah, 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 right? So you got to do something. That's the long and the short of this. Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords, even the High Priestess. You have to do something about this. If you don't, you'll just continue what we were talking about earlier in the reading. You will not be happy. You'll be very tug of war with yourself. Anguish. Some type of anguish. Some type of internal agony. Okay? Scorpio, I'm going to end your reading there because, I don't want to ramble at you forever. If you like this reading, please hit the like button. If you found something here that resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment down below. I love reading your guys' comments. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, my friends, please consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Doing any and all of that stuff supports me here on the channel and lets me know that you enjoy what I'm putting out. So I would appreciate the feedback. And Scorpio, I'll be back soon to do those January readings. If you want to get at me for a personal before then, you can check it out or check out the information in the description box below. Scorpio, I appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Bye.